Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor and Martyn Lucas Investor Extra. If you're here on the main channel, you are watching the Lucid earnings. Lucid earnings starts in an hour and a quarter. If you are on the extra channel, you are watching Super Micro Computer and you're seeing me from the back of the studio. That's the behind the scenes look. As you can see there, you're watching me from the back, but I am live. I'm here. I wave my hands in the air and you'll see me here. And welcome to everybody. It's double earnings. We were requested to do double earnings tonight. So that's what we're doing here on the main channel. We are doing Lucid. On the extra channel, we are doing SMCI, Super Micro Computer. Now, it's a bit of a challenge doing two earnings at once. I don't mind telling you. However, I've done it before, but it's a lot more complicated now because we've got a much more complex audio system. And I hope you can hear me okay. And I hope everything is working okay. It's a bit of a challenge running two studios at the same time. But we like a challenge, right? We like a challenge. And it's all brought to you in 4K surround sound, and it should all sound wonderful if I've done everything right. But I just don't know, have I? Okay, if you're on the extra channel and you're watching the back of me, but you are waiting for Super Micro Computer, it will start in 40 minutes, the actual earnings call. Let me know you can hear me okay. That would be wonderful. Everybody on the main channel, you should be hearing me fine. Is it all? Does it sound normal as ever? Is everything as it should be? Let me know. That would be fantastic. All right, just to give me some extra confirmation. So let's go to the chat. I can't do the chat. Well, I can do the chat in extra. I'll attempt to do that as well, actually. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll switch to the SMCI on my top monitors, and on my bottom monitors, I will be on Lucid. There we go. That's how I'll do it. That'll make more sense. So everybody on extra, Stephen Lewandowski, Bart, hello, how you doing? James 007, extra channel audio perfect, wonderful, great, thank you, James. Bart, yes, we can hear you on extra, lovely, lovely. You're watching Super Micro Computer from the back of my studio here on the main channel. I don't think I yet have. Oh, that was the old poll, wasn't it? That's the old stream. So let me end that. Let me give myself the new stream, Lucid earnings. Let me pop that out of there, slide that up there, and let me see if I've got anybody in the chat on the main channel. Okay, great stuff. Double earnings tonight, so we can do it. It is possible, even with the much more complex audio setup that I have now. It's a bit of a challenge, but like every challenge, it can always be overcome if you persevere. So let me check the comments on the main channel. So transport complete. Terry Rose, you've switched from one world to the other universe. I don't feel like I've actually went anywhere. Amina, no, you didn't. If you're on the main channel, you are still on the main channel, just a different stream. Tish Armstrong, I'm here. So how long have you been collecting XRP? Me, I bought XRP when it was 38 cents, but I don't own XRP right now because we decided to make the channel mainstream and all about being completely transparent. So my channel is now, I only own the S&P 500 to be completely transparent. I mean, oh, you're talking to Tish. She's talking to Tish. She's not even talking to me about XRP. I apologize. There we go. Oh my God, November after Trump won. Whoop, whoop, Lucid. Kent Paranormal. Yep, this is your earnings, mate. You got your earnings booked in. So if you're on the main channel, we're doing Lucid. If you're on the extra channel, we are doing Super Micro Computer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give everybody on the extra channel. Here is Lucid in the chat. If you want to just pop in and say hello, and you can see what we're doing. And everybody on the main channel, I'm going to give you all the link to SMCI. and you can look behind the scenes and you can see what we're doing there. All right, so stand by. It's just over 30 minutes to go for SMCI, and we've got about an hour to go before Lucid. But we will get the numbers any second, so please stand by. Right, hope everyone having a great Tuesday. JJ 8-Ball, same. Amina, we have got a conversation here going on between Amina and Tish. I love it. Hi guys, what's the sentiment for Lucid? Well, Jeff Pereira, we've been covering Lucid for several years now, and disgusted by Peter Rawlinson. He produced and achieved nothing. All he did was take all the money out for himself. He was one of the highest paid CEOs of all time. Took all the money. Disgusting. And so the Lucid car is arguably the best EV in the world. It's just we're not too impressed with Peter Rawlinson paying himself all the money and driving the stock into the ground. But anyway, there we go. So SMCI on the extra channel. You want the figures? I'll give you the figures. Here we go. So estimated 30 cents a share. It's 31 cents a share. It's a beat, but a very, very, very disappointing beat. It's the lowest now for over a year. On the quarters, so it's not good at all. In fact, it's goes back to Q1 of 24, so more than a year, nearly in a year and a half actually. Its worst performance, so it's been declining now for quite a while. But it is a beat. If you want to be happy about that, I wouldn't be. I don't think it's really performing or growing or going anywhere, quite honestly, at the moment. But there it is. That's SMCI. Okay, that's happening over on the extra channel for you. Let me bring up Lucid's information, and I'll bring that to you as well. Here we go. On the main channel, we're doing Lucid, LCID. That's the ticker. Let's have a little look. We've got the numbers out there yet. Oh, right now, Lucid, the very opposite. We've got estimated 23 cents a share loss to actually lose 20 cents a share. Much better. That's their best ever performance. Lucid is consistently up. Nice beat. Very comfortable. Probably a good buy, I would say now. Let me just have a look at the numbers for you and tell you. Let me just have a quick look here. I don't need any of that, so I'll shut all that down. Some other tabs open. Lucid, so LCID. I shall give everybody on the extra channel SMCI's numbers. I'm talking about the factor grades. So for Lucid, we have got, and I'll share it on the screen for you on the main channel, we have an EPS negative of 0.94. Now let's have a look at it. Revisions is B, up from C. Momentum is B minus, down from B. Profitability F, making no money, just can't ramp up. But now Peter Rawlinson is not robbing all the money. Maybe it'll do better. Growth B, up from B minus, and valuation is still C minus. But that was of yesterday. This will improve today because earnings has been a beat and a good beat and moving in the right direction consistently now. So expect valuation to be maybe a B tomorrow, or certainly a B minus tomorrow. Yeah, a B minus, maybe a C tomorrow. All right, so there you go. Lucid's going in the right direction. You might consider, it's a high risk stock, but you might consider it now to be a buy. Remember, this was once $40 a share. There's no reason for it to go any lower than this. This could be a good time to buy Lucid. All right, I'm just checking everything on extra channel. Yeah, that's working well. Now let me give you the numbers for SMCI. And there is a short. Oh, by the way, on Lucid, I should remind you, there's a short interest of 11.51. Not enough volume and not enough interest for a short squeeze. So don't be thinking that anytime soon. But it has a lot of short interest, so it's a lot of down pressure at the moment. SMCI on the extra channel. I'll give you the numbers now. Stand by. Here we go. Super microcomputer, forward earnings, forward PE ratio, price to earnings ratio, 14 times earnings. So it's making money, but it's going down. It's getting lower. 14 times earnings with a 17% short interest. Again, not enough volume or enough short interest, but a lot of downward pressure on the stock from SMCI. All right, there we go. Now we got half an hour to go before we start SMCI's earnings on the extra channel. Now, if you're watching on the extra channel, you're watching SMCI. You're watching from the back of the studio, as at the front of the studio, I'm doing Lucid. Could you please tap the like button and it will share it out, and consider subscribing to the channel. That'd be absolutely wonderful. Please click subscribe and tap the like. If we get 100 likes, it will share it out. Here on the main channel, if I could ask you to subscribe and tap the like button, that would be wonderful. So let's see which live stream gets the most views tonight, the one from the back of my head or the one from the front. I don't know what that tells me, but here on the main channel, you'd expect it to be bigger. We've got a much bigger audience, and of course you're getting the full I don't know, the full exposure, right? 107, 21 likes though. That's rubbish. Tap the like button. Let's get this shared out. We get 100 likes. We'll share this out. More people will get to hear about Lucid tonight. Please do tap the like button. Let's see which one wins tonight. On the extra channel, we've got 10 likes with only 5,000 subscribers. So much better, really, in relationship. And it's the back of my head. So I'm starting to get a complex now that everybody wants to watch the back of my head. Anyway, there we go. Come on, guys, sort that out. Tap the like button. Right. How you doing? So for Jeff, I'm doing well indeed. You sound good. Fantastic. I got 930 shares of Lucid. Might be not a bad time. Yes, I don't handle the first few dips well, but I got a num pretty quick, says Amina. Puts are the money, says BSP Trading. Walker wonders why. Hi all, can you cover SMCI? I am covering SMCI. Safa. I am. He's over on the extra channel now. He discovered it. The biggest question for Lucid is, how are they planning to scale up production? That is the question. Sorry for the chat. We were chatting. That's absolutely fine. Don't apologize. It's great. I just shouldn't have jumped in. I should just let you get on with it. Anyway, Safa, come on to the extra channel. That's right. Sorry, Martin, we are chatting while we wait. That's okay. Don't apologize. I'm watching both earnings at the same time. James. James is watching both earnings at the same time. I love it, love it, love it. Now, if you're on the main channel, please click subscribe. If you're on the extra channel, please subscribe. It's a separate channel. Whenever we get asked to do two earnings at the same time, this is what we do. From the front and the back of the studio, you are watching what's going on and you're listening in. This is a live show from the front and back of the studio. One is broadcasting Lucid and one is broadcasting SMCI. So if you could tap the like button and subscribe on the extra channel, that will help us out enormously. Okay, I believe the company's potential, if well managed, probably better than Tesla. But yeah, it's a better car. Lucid is without doubt a better car, but Peter Rawlinson did it for his own personal gain. So it was terrible. Can we look at AMD? AMD, I have to focus on my members LT. We are doing two earnings at the same time. To try and do three, might be pushing my luck, all right? We've got two channels running at the same time. So we're going to skip AMD, I'm afraid. RB, smashed. Smash the like button, everyone. Let's get to 100. James says extra channel. Let me go into the extra channel now and read out the comments. Exit Grabana, good evening. Bart, they should raise. All the weakness has been factored in from the last week. I reckon on the call they will drop a dime and it will shoot, says Bart Puldenik. Who else have we got there on the extra channel? We've got Exit Grabana. Safa from United Arab Emirates has found the channel. Okay, great. If everyone could tap the like button and consider subscribing, that would be great. 29 minutes to go for the earnings for SMCI and 58 minutes for Lucid. Now, of course, the reason why the markets are down today, no matter what stock you're in, pretty much across the board, is because tomorrow is the FOMC report. Huge day tomorrow. We're going to cover the FOMC report live. We're going to be with Jerome Powell. Now I'm going to drop the link in for both channels now. Let me go and grab the link. Okay, I've got the link. There it is. There's already people waiting. It's going to be a huge event tomorrow. So on the extra channel, SMCI, here is the link, FOMC. And there it is. Okay, I've dropped that in the chat for you. If you want to join me tomorrow for the live FOMC report here on the main channel, here it comes. There you go. I posted it 3 times so it pops up. You can see it. Okay, the overall markets are, they're taking a bit of a dive for the morning. I'm down 4 grand. That's perfectly okay. We'd expect that from the night before the FOMC report. It's priced in, though, that we're going to get a rate pause. If you want to vote, please do vote. I'd love to see your thoughts. And there we go. So we're all set. We got asked to do an earnings tonight, double earnings. That's why you've got the back of my head on the extra channel. The studio is bright red today with warnings for tomorrow. But there you go. Let me have a quick listen in. Let me see if I can hear what's going on. Now, that might end up sounding a bit odd because you might get a feed through, an echo feed through. Hopefully not. Let me see if you did. Yes, you will. You'll get an echo in a second, but that'll go away in a moment. I just wanted to monitor how it sounds. How does it sound on the main channel? Because you might get a feed through. Okay. It sounds better on the... It sounds much, much better on the... I've got an idea. I wonder if I can do this. I've just got an idea. No, I can't do it live, can I? Can I do it live? I've got 20 minutes. Shall I try and do it live? Oh my gosh. Look at this. I'm going to try and improve my audio on the extra channel. Tell me if this sounds better. This is pretty crazy. Here we go. All right. Now then, I'm going to try and do it. Main mic. Main mic. Okay. So the first plugin I'm going to add is AU multiband compressor. Okay, here we go. This might be hard to do like this. All right, I'm going to try and do it. I'm going to try and improve my audio on the extra channel. Let's see if I can do it. Let's see if I can do it. All right. Okay, I've added that. Hopefully that works. I'm now going to add my graphic. Oh, this is going to be tough. What's this one called? We got time to do this. We've got 20 minutes to go. So I'm going to try and improve it live during this show. So the next one is AU graphic EQ. All right, let me have a look at those numbers. 6 dB. All right, here we go. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6. All right, I've done that one. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Going up to stand by. Let's see if this works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there's that one. Nearly done. Okay, I think that's about right. And then there is the dynamic processor. Let's see. Just tuned in. We're just waiting for the earnings to start. So we're just making some adjustments. And the last thing was dynamic processor. And I just want to make sure that's about right. What have I got this set to? All right, I'm trying to just, this is hard to get done like this. Ah, there we go. Okay, I think that's about right. Okay. TYN. Save. Okay, tell me now, is that any better? So what I've done is, while we're doing this, we've just managed to upgrade our audio on the extra channel as well as the main channel. So tell me now, on the extra channel, does this sound any better? What you're listening to now is the improved audio. Hopefully that sounds good for you. Let me have a quick listen to myself. I'll get a bit of an echo, but let's have a listen. Yes, now I'll turn it off. It should sound thinner now. You ready? Here it comes. Okay, now I've turned it off. So does it sound thinner? Now it should sound thinner to you. If you listen to this, it should sound thinner. Okay, now I've turned it off. So does it sound thinner? Okay. And now I'll turn it back on again. Okay, and now I've turned it back on again. This should sound better. How does it sound now? Okay, a little bit of extra work while we're waiting. We've got 15 minutes to go. Might as well make the most of it. Okay. Okay. It sounds good, but I'm listening to the extra channel though. Back on again. This should sound better. How does it sound now? There you go. It does sound better. Did you notice the difference on extra, how it got, how the audio was improved then? If you did notice a difference, tell me. If you didn't, it's absolutely fine. On the main channel, you can't hear the difference. There's been no difference. On the main channel, you can't hear anything. On the extra channel, I was doing it. So there you go. It was only changing on the extra channel, wasn't changing on the main channel. You didn't hear any difference. Okay. Better. Yes, it is better, isn't it? Absolutely. We might as well have made that adjustment while we were waiting. So then, I am watching the main channel in my TV and extra channel on my phone, says James. Yes, I'm glad you could tell the difference. Okay, there we go. Now then, if you just tuned in, on the main channel, we're on standby for Lucid. We've got 45 minutes before the call begins. We've got the numbers. I can tell you now. Let me give you the numbers for Lucid. They did beat on earnings. It was a great beat, actually. 20 cents loss rather than 23 cents loss. And it looks very, very nice. When you look at it, the company is improving all the time. Look at this. This is good. This is very, very good. It's a nice beat. It's their best beat so far. Very, very good for Lucid here on the main channel. On the extra channel, we're covering SMCI. SMCI on the extra channel. Thank you very much, Saab. On the extra channel, I just done some work on the fly because we've got a much more complex audio system. I've never done double earnings like this before, but I managed to work on it while I was doing it. So that's good. Supermicro Computer starts in 15 minutes. So stand by for SMCI. Oh, and there is the music coming through. We've got it already now. So SMCI is just 15 minutes to go. So I'm going to be checking in on that. SMCI. So we're going to be listening to that. The moment the call begins, I will send it to you. Let me refresh the screen. There it is. Okay, good stuff. Let me just mute that. Okay. SMCI is on the way. Just a few minutes to go. Let me put you back with the chart. There you go, looking good. And here on the main channel, we're doing Lucid. So in about, exactly 11 minutes from now, unless they're late, and they're always a minute or two late, when we start the call for SMCI, I will mute myself on the extra channel and you won't hear me anymore until it ends. I will then take over and only be broadcasting my voice on the main channel for Lucid. So, Megs says, good, but your voice is nice. Thank you, LT. India attacks Pakistan, markets might crash. India attacks Pakistan, markets might crash. I've not got any verification of that, but thank you for letting me know. Dab, robot, no idea what that means. Check news, India attacks Pakistan, 2 nuclear countries at war, bad for markets. Well, the overall market is down today. In fact, just come back up again. It's only down because of the FOMC report. Let me go into my latest news on my wires. Let me have a quick look. Nothing being reported on Bloomberg. Here we go. We got a breaking news story here on Sky News.
Missile threats and nuclear missiles, they are effectively saying to the Indians, don't invade. Be very careful, because if this gets out of hand, we have a nuclear capability. But I think that, of course, nuclear use in response to something like this isn't realistic. So we should be very careful what we're talking about here.
Yes,
breaking news. We're going to come back to the earnings. It hasn't started yet.
Is around the fact that they are both nuclear armed states, and in these instances, you know, miscalculation can lead to escalation. So that is where the concern is. But we're just getting some more information coming in. The Pakistan security sources have told Reuters that at least 1 child has been killed in the attack, and it appears that a seminary in the Pakistani city of Bahawalpur.
Okay, we're not going to stay on that news, but we can just confirm there is an attack. Pakistan, looks like India attacks Pakistan, 2 nuclear powers. We can confirm that. So we'll pick that news item up after, of course, our earnings. Thank you very much for letting me know. I appreciate your information there. Came in, so I was able to check it and bring it to everybody. Thank you very much for that information. Okay. Good stuff. Right then. We're just 10 minutes away now from SMCI's earnings report and 40 minutes away from Lucid's earnings report. So please stand by. This is cool. If everyone could tap the like button on both channels, the main channel and the extra channel, I'd much appreciate it. They are 2 separate channels. We're doing double earnings tonight because you requested it. So please do. It will share it out to more people. We've only got 50 likes on the main channel. If you share it out, we can get the word out about Lucid to more people. With 50 likes, YouTube will not suggest the video. You need to do 100 to get it suggested. So if you want more people to know about Lucid, and I do think it could be a time to buy. Now we got rid of Peter Rawlinson. This could be great for Lucid. They've got a good earnings beat tonight. So tap the like button. We'd like to rank for this on Google and YouTube, and that would be good for the stock as well. More people would learn about it. So please tap the like button and consider subscribing if you're new to the channel. Thank you very much indeed. We're just about to hit another milestone, a very, very important milestone on the main channel. Look at this. We're now coming up to 80,000. Look at that. 79,350 subscribers. So thank you very much, everybody who is supporting our channel. Really do appreciate that. On the extra channel, we've got we've got an audience nearly as big as we do on the main channel, because SMCI is a much more popular stock. It's only because we were requested by Simon, Kent Paranormal, first. If you are a member, you can ask me to do an earnings for you, and I will, take care of my members. But it's much bigger, SMCI. A lot more people look at SMCI than do Lucid. So on the extra channel, tap the like button, folks. You might get more likes tonight than Lucid here on the extra channel. So please do that. That'd be absolutely fantastic if you could do that. It'd be awesome. All right, so let's just get ready. No idea why that keeps doing that. Okay, got a few technical issues, but hopefully things will work out in a minute. Okay, 8 minutes to go for SMCI on the extra channel. The moment Supermicro starts, you won't hear from me again until the end of the call. At the end of the call, you'll be transferred to the main channel to join us here for Lucid, to carry on the conversation and tell us how wonderful or how rubbish you think SMCI is. So there you go. How many likes have we got now? 60 likes for Lucid, and we got 22 likes for SMCI. So SMCI is much more popular on the extra channel, which is only 4,000 subscribers. This is nearly 80,000 here on the main channel. So SMCI is a much more popular stock. There's no doubt about that. Come on, people, smash the like button. Mitchell Thermobolt. Yes, you do want to do that, because if we can get this shared out, it'll rank on YouTube and more people will hear about Lucid beating on earnings tonight. It would be absolutely great. It's a very red market at the moment because we're preparing for the FOMC report tomorrow. I will give everybody the link to the FOMC report. Will we get rate cuts? Well, let me give you all the link for the FOMC report. In the chat, there you go. Book your front row seat. You might want to just click like and book your front row seat for tomorrow. It goes live in 20 hours from now. It'll tell you your time zone. If you click on it, I will go to the extra channel, give you the link as well. Here it comes. There you go, 3 times. So you can see it. That's tomorrow's event if you want to join me for that. All right. Okay. We've got 5 minutes to go. SMCI is on standby. Now then, they might be a couple of minutes late. That's quite normal. Most of these companies go 1 or 2 minutes late. Let me just check the audio. Yeah, I hear it coming through. Yeah, you can hear it coming through on the extra channel. So I just want to mute that a moment. Let's get ready. Okay, I'll start bringing in the audio in the next couple of minutes, and then we'll go on to standby. Once it starts, I shall simply switch from the main, the extra channel to the main channel, so you'll just listen into the call. We got a lovely little troll just decided to come in. John, another fake guru. Let's make John look silly on the screen. There's John, another fake guru. The guy is a total clown. I love it. I like to be a clown, actually, John. I'm very happy being a clown because, we work really, really hard. We are building a community in 69 countries. We've got 1,000 members, just coming up to 80,000 subscribers. We're doing double shows to help people out. We've got the best technical chart analysis you could get with Sensei. We've got a whole team now. We've got Vaz doing a great job with our EV tolls, and the studio is getting better and better every day. The cameras, the lights, the audio. So if I'm a clown, I'm very happy to be a clown. Very happy. We have a wonderful family. I'm earning a living on YouTube, having a wonderful life, and I'm accompanied by wonderful people every day. So if that makes me a clown, then I'm happy to be your favorite clown, John. So thank you for your compliment. John must be miserable. Well, maybe he is. Maybe he is. I don't know. I don't know. Let's let him do what he wants. We don't mind. We keep on going, and it's all good. He's giving you information. What is he doing? What is wrong? And it's free. Yes, of course. It's free. You can be a member. 98% of our live viewers are members, by the way. We go live 12 hours a day. Our aim is to provide the most honest, most real, most live, most trusted service on YouTube TV. I believe we do that. And every day we try and improve it, make it better. We have show notes every day. I talk to my team and how can we make it better, look better, sound better, everything. We try every day to make it better. And I believe we've got something we can be proud of. But there's always somebody that says it's rubbish for no reason, just because they've got nothing else to say. That's okay. I wish everyone the best. I only wish everyone could be as happy as we are here. Not everybody is. And that's perfectly okay. Anyway. Thank you, Jose Angel. What country are you from? Welcome to the welcome as a guest. Right, we got 2 minutes to go before Super Microcomputer on the extra channel. So I'm listening in now. So if you're wondering what I'm talking about, I'm actually doing 2 streams at the same time. Must be a clown, right? Clowns can do that. Clowns can juggle, can't they? So I'm a clown. I could do 2 streams at once. There is the extra channel for everybody in the chat. And I'm going to give everybody in the main channel. Hang on a minute. Yeah, I just give everybody on the main channel, the extra channel. I'm now going to give everybody on the extra channel, the main channel. Did I get that right? Did I get that right? I think I did. You could go and see what we're doing. We're doing both earnings at the same time in different places, from the front of the studio to the back of the studio, 2 separate streams. All right. Anointed Flowers. Hello all. What did rates do? Rates. The FOMC report is in the morning. We're going to cover it live. Look on the homepage of the channel. You'll find it there. Join us live. And we're going to cover it live. So here we go. We've got 1 minute to go for SMCI. If you'd like to follow me on X, there's the X, there's Instagram. If you'd like to follow me on X, okay. If you'd like to become a member, there's the membership link. Discord. We have a premium service on Discord. We do free training, chart analysis. We've got training videos, how to read charts. You can talk to us live. Send me a friend request. I talk to everybody that's premium on our Discord server. If you want some free stocks of Robinhood USA, there you go. If you want free stocks of Robinhood UK, there you go. Literally, if you click on that link, you'll get a free share of something. I'll get one as well. It's very exciting. If you want the mailing list, if you want your birthday card and stuff like that, there you go. Right, let me listen into SMCI. Okay, we're listening now for SMCI. Stand by. Okay, we are on standby. Once the call starts for SMCI, I will stop talking to you on the extra channel and you'll be listening into that. Okay? You can keep hearing the music come in and out because I'm monitoring it, okay? So please stand by. All right, stand by. Okay, that is now happening on the extra channel. Okay, so the super microcomputer earnings has started on the extra channel. We are here on the main channel, 28 minutes to go before the call begins. Very exciting. We're doing 2 earnings at once. What an exciting moment this is. All right. I love it, love it, love it. All right. Okay, so please stand by. All right. This is very cool. I'm excited to be able to bring 2 earnings at once to you guys. All right, so we'll leave our audience on the extra channel to listen in for the SMCI. We are now waiting for Lucid. So stand by for that. I'm going to check the feeds for Lucid. And we've got an update on Lucid now. Let me bring it in. Oh, Lucid turns green. Let's turn the studio green, shall we? Can we keep the studio green tonight? That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Okay, there's the audio. All right, let me check the audio's good. I've now got to turn this microphone off again. Okay, here we go. Let me just check the audio is good for you. There it is. Okay, cool. Now we've got 26 minutes to go. Good, good, good. I'm loving it, loving it, loving it. I'm loving it like this. So, everybody on the extra channel seems to be having a good time. This is what's going on the extra channel. They're listening into that. I'll let you listen to what they're listening to, if that makes sense.
Expenses, other income and expenses, taxes, capital allocation.
There you go. That's the SMCI earnings. Very nice indeed. And here on the main channel, we are talking Lucid. I wonder which channel will get the most views tonight. I tell you what, SMCI is nearly as many as we are on the main channel. That's incredible, just for 4,000 subscribers. Wow, wow, wow. Love it. Amazing. Okay. I'm going to put the fans on. All right. Let's get ready to rumble. Come on, Lucid. Let's have a good night tonight. That's what we want, isn't it? Let's read your comments. Let's read these comments. I love it. Hello all, says Anointed Flowers. How many altcoins do you hold except XRP? I don't own any. I'm fully in the S&P, so you know my channel is completely transparent and honest. I'm not pumping and dumping anything. I make that commitment to support my viewers. Kent Paranormal, clown, we're all clowns. Here in Illinois and suburb of Chicago, I see Lucids all over the place. That's what intrigues me about the stock. Very nice. Hopefully tonight we'll learn more. Oi, 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 happy clowns we all are. Love it, Megs. I love it. We are all clowns. I got free shares of Robinhood and got some extra sharing out of my link too. Got some extra sharing out my link too. Wonderful stuff. You need to do that. Banana Heads, Megs, how you doing? Double shift. It's still down a little bit from last week. Breaking news, India attacks Pakistan. Yes, Sensei, thank you. We brought that news about 10 minutes ago. You're flipping late, mate. You're flipping late. Yeah, very, very sad, isn't it? Very, very sad indeed. India attacks Pakistan. Evening, Sensei. Yes, not a good situation. Anyway, we're covering, Sensei, on the extra channel. We're doing, pop into the extra channel, Sensei. We're covering SMCI. We're doing double earnings tonight, which is extra challenging because of the more complicated audio. But I've managed to do it. So excited about that. Go and have a listen. Evening Sensei, says Simon Kent Paranormal. Right, 20 minutes to go. If you've just tuned in, Lucid is 20 minutes to go. And this is really great to see everybody enjoying the SMCI earnings together, or the family together, supporting each other. I love it. I love it. Okay. Lucid here on the main channel. Wow, look at our subscribers. Look at this. Rolling around and round, 79,351. If you'd like to become a subscriber tonight during the show, that would be lovely. And tap the like button. We're coming up to 80,000 now. Think about that. Isn't that amazing? Started 4 years ago with nobody watching. Worked for a year and a half, earned nothing, living on nothing. I believed in myself and I thought, just keep going and we'll get there. And here we are today with just under 80,000 subscribers in 69 countries. It's quite incredible, really, isn't it? Anyway, Lucid, 19 minutes to go. Let's bring in your comments on the screen. Amina, yes, it's very sad news to hear that India attacks Pakistan. I don't know. Another report on attacks. Local media. I'll bring you some news, shall I? I'll bring you some news. This is just happening. This is breaking news.
Thing that they did
Here we go.
In 2019 when they hit a place called Balakot, which is about 40 kilometers north of Muzaffarabad in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. And what India claims that it hit some of the Lashkar-e-Toiba.
We'll be back to the main news, the earnings in a moment.
Out there. Well, we didn't have too much of evidence of that, but nevertheless, this attack, which took place on the 22nd of April in Kashmir, where 26 people were killed, 26 of them in a tourist spot, has been one of the worst of its kind. Earlier, tourists were always spared. They were not being targeted, but this time they were specifically being targeted. And since then, there's been an uproar in India. There has been a sort of a move. Of
it's the Lucid earnings in a few minutes. We'll come back to it.
Horrendous attacks that took place on the 22nd of April against civilians, against tourists, and India. We've heard it from the highest authorities. Prime Minister Modi.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible when you think about it, folks. We have a family here around the world, 69 countries, 14 languages, and people call into the show. We have disagreements, but we always solve them. Some people decide to go rogue and they leave, and that's fine. They do what they want to do. Some people disagree with me, and we talk it out and find solutions. But we always get along. We always rub along lovely every day, support each other. It just shows you it's governments. It's not people. Nobody in India wants to kill everybody in Pakistan, and nobody in Pakistan wants to kill everybody in India. What's all that about? It's absolutely silly. Like you say, we all just need to get along. And if you can't get along, just walk away. Anyway, it's a shame. Poor man, rich man. Can't we all just get along? Yeah. 3 would be great, said Jose. Sounds so easy to get along, so I don't get it either. Yeah, just do your own thing. Leave everybody else alone, I mean, I just live in my studio. I just like talking to you guys every day. Change the news. He is an Indian. He hates Pakistan. Everything he's saying is propaganda. Well, I can't say that, Rodney. This is the news. There's lots of guests on the news. I hope the Sky News is impartial. I think it is. It's all about greed and power. Yeah, how much more broken land do you need? You know, nothing better than invading and blowing up stuff and then owning it. I wouldn't want it, would you? What a waste of time. You bomb a country and you end up with dead people and stuff everywhere. What's the point? What's the point of owning that? Great, well done. It's like, you know, Russia have got a bit of Ukraine. What have they got? They got a bit of mud. They got a bit of mud and some dead people. I mean, what's the point? I don't know. I don't understand it. It's all bloody mental, isn't it? Anyway, we'll have a quick listen in. We've got 15 minutes before the call begins. We're on standby for Lucid earnings. So stand by. Here is the news we're getting in from India and Pakistan.
The police, so that retaliation seemingly has already begun.
That's true. There has been small arms fire between the two militaries since the attack on the 22nd of April. From the 23rd onwards, we've heard along this 740-odd kilometer border, the line of control.
I agree,
Pakistan,
James. Drink tea.
There has been a continuous sort of tit for tat, small arms fire. Now we don't know the message that you just read out. I don't know how big these firings have, what kinds of guns have been used or what kind of military hardware has been used in this instance. But there has been small arms fire right throughout.
We've got 15 minutes to go before the earnings call begins. Stand by.
And,
Lucid earnings. This is breaking news.
We've seen this in the past, in 2019, when there was this attack on a convoy of Indian paramilitary soldiers in a place called Pulwama by a suicide bomber who rammed his car into this convoy, killing 40 people, and then a retaliatory surgical strikes which India conducted across the border on Balakot.
Neville, we're just hearing from Donald Trump. I think we have a clip of what he's had to say.
Is there any reaction to the attacks between India and Pakistan?
No, it's a shame. We just heard about it just as we were walking in the doors of the Oval. Just heard about it. I guess people knew something was going to happen based on a little bit of the past. They've been fighting for a long time. You know, they've been fighting for many, many decades.
Any message?
And centuries, actually, if you really think about it. No, I just hope it ends very quickly.
Mr. President, are you considering adding a stop in Israel during next week's trip to the Middle East? And also, what's your reaction to Israel's plan to reoccupy Gaza if there is no ceasefire deal?
Well, the plan we haven't talked about, but we're not planning on stopping.
We'll leave that news conference there
we go.
with Donald Trump. Neville Lazarus still with us in New Delhi. We heard the president there saying it's a shame. We just heard about the India strikes against Pakistan. People knew something was going to happen.
Very, very sad indeed situation. India has attacked Pakistan. Okay, 15 minutes ago. I'm just going to talk into the extra channel, let them know that's happened. All right, so I'm going to do that now. We're just cutting into the extra channel to let you know that India has just attacked Pakistan. This is breaking news. We're covering it on the main channel. We'll hand you back now to the SMCI earnings, but this is two nuclear powers attacking each other, and Pakistan have already retaliated to India. If you're interested in that news, join us on the main channel. We'll hand you back now to SMCI. Yeah, very sad situation indeed. I'll give everybody the link to the main channel if they want that. They can jump on in. Main channel live now. Whoops a daisy. There we go. Let me put that on the screen. Yeah, shade is still in my eyes. Thank you for the update, Martin. James, well, that was cool. He picked it up. So let me go back to it now. We've got 13 minutes to go, so we've got time.
All world leaders and putting forward the case of India on willing.
Neville, thank you very much for the moment, but stay right where you are. We're going to bring in Shashank Joshi now, defence editor for The Economist. Thank you very much for speaking to us this evening. Your thoughts on what was highly expected?
This was expected. I think what's interesting about this is that in some respects, it's quite extensive. India says it has hit 9 sites. Back in 2019, in the Balakot attacks, which your correspondents have been discussing in the last hour or so, India hit 1 site, a single facility. So this is a much bigger attack. What's also notable here is that this covers not just disputed territory that India claims as its own in
Earnings
Pakistan,
is just 12 minutes away. Stand by. We'll come back to it, of course, as we get close to it.
But also, notably, in Punjab province, which is undisputed Pakistan territory. So India has struck what even India itself acknowledges is undisputed sovereign Pakistani territory. The other interesting thing about this that stands out to me is the method of attack. Pakistan's army says that this missile strike took place without any Indian planes entering Pakistani airspace. That's interesting. That suggests the Indians have used some kind of standoff missile fired from Indian airspace, and that would be the first time they've done that, as far as I can tell. So that's another novel and significant element. And the last thing, of course, is that the Indians
Lucid
are
earnings is 10 minutes away. We'll come back to it. This is just breaking news.
They're saying they didn't hit the Pakistan army, which they blame for sponsoring these terrorist attacks, and they didn't hit Pakistani bases. They just hit what they claim are terrorist camps. And again, that is an Indian message that is saying we are sort of drawing a line under it here. We don't plan on taking this any further. But of course, I think a Pakistani retaliation is pretty much inevitable.
Yes, well, we've heard from Narendra Modi saying that justice has been served on those 9 targets that have been hit. But for all the reasons you mentioned a short while ago, is this an escalation, a significant escalation in your estimation?
Of course it's an escalation because India did not conduct airstrikes on Pakistan until 2019. In 2016, it did conduct a special forces raid against Pakistan in retaliation for one of these terrorist atrocities on Indian soil.
Lucid earnings 9 minutes ago. We're just covering the latest news.
The 2019 airstrikes and this airstrike of the last couple of hours, these are the first aerial attacks on Pakistan since the 1971 war between India and Pakistan. That is a major escalation. But of course, what the Indian side will claim is that they are also facing a fairly significant escalation in the nature of this attack. The attack on Pahalgam in Kashmir was the biggest attack on civilians in Kashmir for 25 years. I think it was the biggest attack on civilians anywhere in India since the Mumbai attacks of 2008. And so there was a clamor within India to avenge that attack and I suppose what they would call restored deterrence against Pakistan. So it is an escalation, but I think it's part of a broader pattern of escalations that we have been seeing since April 22nd.
And how will this be received by the public in India? Will there calls for retaliation? Will those have been served by this
just
attack?
Tuned in, we are covering the Lucid earnings in 9 minutes'
time. I think there will be
time.
broad support for this.
This is breaking news.
It will prompt a great deal of, I think, jubilation, you might see. That's what happened in 2019. And I think that's important to understand. This is bipartisan in India. The leader of the opposition, Rahul Gandhi, was called into the government, I think, just a day ago. He will probably have been briefed on elements of this response. And I think you'll see significant cross-party support in India for this course of action. I think the real test will come when we see a Pakistani response. And I would anticipate anticipate a response in kind, then what does the Indian government then do? Does it then further escalate, or does it allow the matter to settle? And I think that's going to be the
If you
next
just tuned
big
in, we've got
juncture
Lucid
of this
earnings in a
crisis
couple of
in
moments.
the next
We're just
day or
waiting.
so.
This is the news before we
have seen
go there.
reported on Reuters the news wires, some return fire between Pakistan and Indian troops on the border. Would that constitute retaliation, or is that part of the ongoing skirmishes that have been taking place?
That's really part of the ongoing skirmishes. There was a ceasefire on the line of control for a while. That was broken
8 minutes to
in
go.
the last 2 weeks considerably. I expect cross-border shell fire will intensify.
In a few moments, we'll come back to
even
Lucid
more.
earnings.
It has
We've got
been
7
for the
minutes
last
to go.
week. But I don't think that will satisfy the Pakistani public or the Pakistani army, who will say, actually, it is important to respond in the same currency, much as we did in 2019 when we conducted reciprocal airstrikes against India. I think that is the kind of message you will see within Pakistan. I just don't think shelling or that kind of thing is going to cut it in these rather febrile situations where people will feel this is a pretty major attack.
The Indian government have said in a statement, our actions, as we've mentioned, have been focused, measured and non-escalatory in nature. No Pakistani military facilities have been targeted. India has demonstrated considerable restraint in selection of targets and method of execution.
Lucid earnings,
Pakistan Security
7 minutes to go. Stand
that
by.
at least one child has been killed and 2 injured near Bahawalpur.
Well, it's impossible to judge these claims until we see some more evidence. The Pakistan's army claims that India struck a mosque in Bahawalpur. The area, Punjab province, in that area of Punjab province, has an association with Lashkar-e-Taiba, the group that India claims conducted the Pahalgam attack. But we really can't assess the claims on either side. The Indian claim that this was a terrorist training camp. The Pakistani claim that this was a mosque. I think we just have to wait for more evidence here. It's a really murky situation, and I'd be very wary of drawing any firm conclusions at this early stage. It's the middle of the night in India and Pakistan. We only have a few fragmentary social media images to go on. The Pakistan army obviously has a vested interest, so I'd be very careful indeed.
Shashank Joshi, defence editor for The Economist. Thank you very much for speaking to us.
To our main story tonight, the earnings for Lucid. Stand by. We've got 5 minutes to go, so please stand by for that. We're just waiting for the call to begin. We'll be with you as soon as it is ready. Okay. Stand by for Lucid earnings. Welcome to the show if you've just tuned in. Lovely to have you here. And we're just getting ready. On the extra channel, we're doing SMCI tonight. SMCI is now on Q&A. There is the chat. There's a link in the chat if you want to join on the extra channel, behind the scenes, watching SMCI. And if you want to stay where you are watching the Lucid earnings, when we are just waiting for the call to begin. So let me make sure we've got everything ready to rock and roll. Let me refresh Lucid's feed to us. And we have just 5 minutes to go. There is the audio. You can hear it. So I will just mute this feed here and bring the audio down. Okay. I'm listening in now to Lucid's earnings. They're just a few minutes away. Typically, we could be 1 or 2 minutes late. That's perfectly normal, of course. So there we go. Just on standby for Lucid's earnings. Now, if you've just tuned in, we're doing double earnings tonight on the main channel, doing Lucid. On the extra channel, we're covering SMCI. If you'd like to share this out to more people, we need just 18 more likes to get YouTube to share this out. We're at 82. We need 100, and then YouTube will suggest this content and more people will learn about Lucid tonight. So please consider subscribing. 4 minutes to go. there's the like button, and consider subscribing. It makes all the difference. It shares it out to more people, and that would be really, really helpful. And more people will learn about Lucid. Could be a good time to buy. It's arguably the best EV in the world, way better than the Tesla, but it was destroyed by Peter Rawlinson. He took all the money for himself. He was one of the, I think, the 5th highest paid CEO of a penny stock. Can you imagine that? How can the 5th highest paid CEO be from a penny stock? I mean, it's ridiculous, but he did. He took all the money himself. I never got over that. I think it's terrible. But there you go. This is what some people do. They create businesses and just take all the money for themselves. I don't know how he lives with himself. It's disgusting, really. But anyway, we've now got a new CEO, and the company has produced an amazing car, but it's not an amazing business. An amazing business makes money. This business doesn't make money, and it's got no money thanks to Peter Rawlinson. But what it does have is a great car. Let's hope that we can now make money for investors. Certainly a good time to buy. It's undervalued, but it's just not ramping up yet. Certainly the best car. Anyway, let's get ready to rock and roll. 2.5 minutes to go. Stand by. I'm listening in to Lucid's earnings. They're still playing background music, so please stand by. Markets are going sideways at the moment. Remind yourselves, we are in a greed territory again, but only just. So that's a nice place to be there. People are buying, but not extreme greed, so you're looking to sell. Nice place to be. If you'd like to get yourself some merchandise, martynlucasshop.com. This is what it looks like. We've got all the mugs and the glasses, but we've also got novelty items. If you like, for example, buy like Buffett, one of my mugs, or free chicken, or perhaps you want, this is popular with our crypto fans, you can regulate the exchange but not the code. That's popular right now. Vu, how do you do? This is one of my favorites because I buy the S&P. Vu, how do you do? It's one of my catchphrases. If you want that, you can get yourself one of those. All sorts here. And if you bundle them together, you get free mugs and free prizes and all sorts in our shop. We're always trying to make sure we provide value and great deals for everybody. Okay, we've got 30 seconds to go now. Now, expect them to be late. That's quite typical. Oh. Here we go. So 30 seconds to go. They're never early. No one's ever early. Thank you ever so much, everyone. Continually subscribing to our channel. Just keeps rolling around and round and round. Thank you so much indeed for your support. Really appreciate it. Right, here we go. Lucid earnings. It's time. They might be 1 or 2 minutes late. I'm listening in. The moment it begins, I shall give it to you. Stand by. So, we're now 1 minute late, excuse me. Any minute now. I'm hearing the audio. The moment it goes live, I shall unmute it and bring it to you. They're just playing music. Here we go.
Hello, and welcome to Lucid's first quarter 2025 earnings conference call. At this time, all participants are on a listen-only mode. After the speaker's presentation, there will be a question and answer session. To ask a question during the session, you will need to press star 11 on your telephone. You will then hear an automated message advising your hand is raised. To withdraw your question, please press star 11 again. I will now like to turn the conference over to Maynard. You may begin.
Thank you, and welcome to Lucid Group's first quarter 2025 earnings call. Joining me today are Mark Winterhoff, our interim CEO, and Taoufiq Boussaid, CFO. Before handing the call over to Mark, let me remind you that some of the statements on this call include forward-looking statements under federal securities laws. These include, without limitation, statements regarding the future financial performance of the company, production and delivery volumes, vehicles and products, studios and service networks, financial and operating outlook and guidance, macroeconomic, policy and industry trends, tariffs and trade policy, company initiatives, and other future events. These statements are based on predictions and expectations as of today, and actual events or results may differ due to a number of risks and uncertainties. We refer you to the cautionary language and the risk factors in our most recent filings with the SEC and the forward-looking statements on page 2 of our investor deck, available on the investor relations section of our website at ir.lucidmotors.com. In addition, management will make reference to non-GAAP financial measures during this call. A discussion of why we use non-GAAP financial measures and information regarding reconciliation of our GAAP versus non-GAAP results is available in our earnings press release issued earlier this afternoon, as well as in the investor deck. With that, I'd like to turn the call over to Lucid's interim CEO, Mark Winterhoff. Mark, please go ahead.
Thank you, Maynard. And I thank everyone for joining us on our first quarter 2025 earnings call. I'd like to begin by expressing my sincere appreciation to our employees, customers, partners, and shareholders. Your continued belief in our mission is what drives us forward every day. In the first quarter of 2025, we continued to make significant strides on both operational execution and strategic positioning. We delivered 3,109 vehicles, up more than 58% year over year, and our 5th consecutive quarter of record deliveries. And this was despite very limited deliveries in Saudi Arabia due to a system change that has been fully resolved since then. We produced 2,212 vehicles, up 28% year over year. We also had over 600 vehicles in transit to Saudi Arabia. These will be counted toward production in Q2. We saw significant year-over-year improvements in gross margin, which was ahead of our guidance provided in our Q4 earnings call, while managing operating expenses. More recently, we completed a convertible notes offering with strong support from the Public Investment Fund. I'd be remiss if I didn't personally thank them for their continued support and partnership. Demand for the Lucid Air remains strong, and I'm proud to say that the 2025 Lucid Air was again named Best Luxury Electric Car by US News & World Report for the 4th consecutive year. In the first quarter, the Lucid Air remained the #1 best-selling EV and the 3rd best-selling sedan overall in its segment in the US, including gas cars from many of the most storied brands in the world. In the month of March, we were even the best-selling vehicle of any type in our segment in the US, according to third-party data. Many of our customers continue to tell us that once they experience a Lucid, it's hard to go back. That's what sets us apart, not just the specs, but the way it feels to drive.
If you tap the like button, if it shares it out to YouTube, more people will learn about Lucid.
Turning to the Lucid Gravity.
Thank you.
We are very excited by the strong interest we're seeing, and one of the most recent significant moments was a special customer event in the Meatpacking District just outside of our studio in New York City. Our Encounter Extraordinary stunt activation delivered meaningful results for Lucid. Over the course of one weekend, more than 3,000 people visited our Newark store, leading to a significant increase in aided awareness, particularly among EV intenders. On social media, the campaign reached over 11 million people, driving some of our most significant follower and engagement growth to date. The Lucid Gravity is not just another SUV. It's a bold leap forward in design, space, performance, and technological elegance. The reaction we received in New York and in our recent media drive events confirm what we've believed all along, that the Lucid Gravity is a game changer. Motor Trend said that the Lucid Gravity is as good as an EV SUV get. Edmonds wrote, a Lucid 7-passenger sequel is almost too good to be real. Forbes added, the Gravity's all-around capability establishes a new era in electrical SUV engineering. And Jalopnik said, Lucid's Gravity's brilliance makes other cars seem pointless. And the Lucid Gravity continues to attract new people to the brand, with more than 3/4 of orders coming from those that are new to Lucid. You can expect us to significantly ramp up our marketing campaigns throughout 2025. And as we put greater emphasis behind building the Lucid brand with customers, we are thrilled to share that we signed a global ambassador whose reach across entertainment, culture, and fashion will be a catalyst for our next phase of marketing and growth. We have a very special Lucid Gravity campaign we are currently producing and which will air soon. Stay tuned, an official announcement is forthcoming. And this is just the start. I'm pleased to welcome Akerho, pronounced AK, Ogo May, to Lucid as Senior Vice President of Marketing. AK brings a wealth of experience to the Lucid team in building iconic brands, including Red Bull, and will play a key role in accelerating Lucid's marketing initiatives, increasing the reach and the relevancy of the Lucid brand, strengthening consumer engagement, and driving global growth. We continued deliveries of the Lucid Gravity to customers, including the first deliveries of the limited Dream Edition. In fact, we are delivering more Lucid Gravities as we speak. On the technology access and licensing side, we continue to see more interest, and we had a number of new conversations. I think OEMs are starting to see our leading EV technology as complementary to their scaling and manufacturing capabilities. We are also seeing more of an interest in the platform, our powertrain hardware, as well as our software and software-defined architecture. Discussions are ongoing and are at varying stages, with some much deeper in maturity and some in the early stages. While many companies are currently focused on the tariff situation, I'm optimistic about the potential for our technology access and licensing business. We've also seen interest in our manufacturing capability in Arizona. As OEMs look for more capital-efficient strategies to make vehicles in the US, we've seen several inbound inquiries to discuss possible cooperation. It's still early and talks are preliminary, but the President and the administration want to have a strong manufacturing sector in the US, and we are looking at potential ways we can leverage our assets. The recent purchase of certain Nikola assets gives us further optionality, while adding hundreds of more American jobs. So far, we welcomed more than 250 former Nikola employees with strong backgrounds in EV technology, which will support our growth plans. We received a lot of questions about this, and I think it's worth highlighting the tremendous value we received. We paid approximately $17 million in cash, plus the assumption of their 2 Arizona leases. Truly a great deal that allows us to gain assets that would have otherwise been significantly more costly by a huge factor. For context, these assets are valued at hundreds of millions of dollars. We've also engaged with strategic partners in Saudi Arabia.
Just 3 more likes and will be suggested on YouTube.
With the King
Good
Abdullah
news for Lucid.
University of
3
Science
more
and
likes
Technology,
to get to
or KAUST.
100.
KAUST's world-class research infrastructure and talent has the potential to further boost our technology leadership in many dimensions, including our ADAS and autonomous driving roadmap, bringing cutting-edge innovation from the lab to the road. As part of this cooperation, Lucid will have access to CAUS's high-performance supercomputing capabilities, significantly enhancing simulation capabilities and providing compute power to train our AI models for ADAS and autonomous driving technologies. It also dramatically enhances our ability to develop advanced materials, simulate real-world physics, model fluid dynamics and thermal transfer, analyze electromagnetic flux, and accelerate AI training for autonomous systems, digital twin technology, and large language models. We are excited about this collaboration and thrilled about the breakthroughs it will drive across our engineering, autonomous driving, and AI initiatives. On the autonomous vehicle front, we are in advanced discussions with partners who have told us the Lucid Gravity is the best positioned AV-capable platform on the market. Lucid Gravity comes out of production at AMP1 with an AV-capable sensor suite, redundant electrical and control architectures, and the latest SoC. If you think about what fleet operators care about, they essentially have two critical requirements. The first is asset utilization. The second is operating costs. Lucid's leading technology enables both of those in ways that I believe no one else can. On asset utilization, longer range means less time for stops, while faster charging means less downtime to charge. On operating cost, greater efficiency means smaller battery for a given amount of range, resulting in lower charging costs. And a smaller battery without sacrificing range results in less weight, which can result in less wear. On level 4, we believe the industry has acknowledged Lucid's AV capabilities. Multiple L4-focused software mobility companies have engaged Lucid about potential collaboration. On level 2++ and level 3, we've engaged with several companies to discuss accelerating L2++, L3 development, and are assessing multiple paths forward. We are focused on delivering the best and safest solution to our customers, leveraging models that can quickly scale in multiple geographies, and optimizing Lucid's CapEx and OpEx to get a competitive product timely into market. Before I close, let me touch on the topic of tariffs, which we've been getting asked about frequently. Taoufiq will go through our guidance in more detail, but I wanted to highlight that the automotive supply chain is global, and of course, I don't believe anyone can be immune. We are in a better position than others, given that we produce all of our vehicles we sell, and major components like our drive units, battery modules, and packs in the US in Arizona, but changes in policy bring about uncertainty until we get more definitive clarity to be able to assess the full impact and consequences. And the macro impact to the consumer is also something that is uncertain. But we've always been forward-thinking in our strategy, and we've been proactively working towards localizing supply. For example, although our 2170 battery cells from Panasonic today are produced in Japan, we expect future production at Panasonic's new production facility in Kansas. We've also committed to sourcing battery raw materials in the United States, such as graphite from partners like Graphite One and Syrah Resources. We also engaged in a range of other optimization initiatives to mitigate some of the tariff impacts, including collaborating across the supply chain to share challenges and financial responsibilities. For example, when you look at rare earth metals, we can make the necessary technical changes in-house to use different suppliers. We could potentially use entirely different rare earth metals as well, without impacting performance. Those in the industry that outsource, as many do, don't have the same level of flexibility or even technical know-how to do that. But I also want to highlight again the importance of leading technology. Because of our high power density, the Lucid drive unit actually uses less rare earth content compared to others. And Atlas will be even better. It's very similar to how our technology enables us to have a smaller battery for a given amount of range compared with our competitors. This underscores the importance of in-house technology know-how, and I believe we're among the best in the world in that regard. And it's not just having our factory in the US. I think something that's not well appreciated is the advantage of designing, developing, and manufacturing your own technology in-house. By vertically integrating, we are able to have more control over certain components that go into our vehicles. At the same time, we are exploring a variety of strategic adjustments to better align with the changing landscape, including vehicle price changes, tariff risk mitigation, and bifurcating the supply chain. These efforts are expected to help support overall cost effectiveness and supply chain efficiency. So the world is rapidly evolving, and we will be as nimble as we can. We are constantly evolving our strategy and examining our sourcing plans. Some of this may take time, and as I said earlier, no one is likely to be immune, including us. But relative to many other OEMs, we have some advantages. Our US manufacturing plant M1 is in Arizona, and we vertically integrate our technology, which provides flexibility. And we will have production and vertical integration in our new assembly plant in KSA. M2 will allow us to optimize our production location and supply chain strategies, utilizing this highly strategic geographic locale. But of course, we'll remain attentive to policy developments and maintain open lines of communication with relevant stakeholders and government partners. In closing, we are not here to follow the EV playbook. We are here to rewrite it with the Lucid Air, now with the Lucid Gravity, and in the near future, our midsize platform variants. We have a world-class team driving innovation every day, and I feel Lucid is positioned better than it has ever been before. The road ahead is exciting, and we're just getting started. Thank you for your continued support and for believing in what Lucid represents. Not just a car company, but as a catalyst for what's possible. With that, I'd like to turn it over to Taoufiq to provide an update on our financials.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you to those who are taking the time to join us today. It's a pleasure to be here with you for my first full earnings call as CFO of Lucid Motors. Since joining, I've spent time across the organization with our engineering teams, our factory floors, our commercial teams, and our partners. And what stands out is the deep sense of mission and the shared belief in what Lucid represents, not just building remarkable EVs, but leading the transformation of the automotive industry through innovation, performance, and sustainability. We know that delivering on this mission requires more than just great technology. It requires discipline, financial, operational, and strategic. And this quarter, we've made meaningful progress on all three fronts. Let me walk you through the key highlights of the quarter and how they fit into our broader strategic agenda. One of my top priorities as CFO is ensuring that Lucid has the financial strength and flexibility to scale responsibly. In Q1, we took two important steps to bolster our liquidity and financial resilience. In February, we renewed and upsized our GIB credit facility in Saudi Arabia, increasing the commitment by approximately $240 million. In April, we closed a $1.1 billion convertible senior note offering due in 2030, which included the full exercise of the $100 million over-allotment option, and we used $935.6 million of the net proceeds to repurchase approximately $1 billion in principal of our outstanding 2026 notes. Both transactions demonstrated strong institutional support, particularly from the Public Investment Fund, our strategic anchor investor, and extend our liquidity runway into the second half of 2026, even before factoring in additional financing sources like Saudi Industrial Development Fund or the Ministry of Industry of Saudi Arabia grants. These actions are part of a deliberate strategy: maintain balance sheet strength while minimizing shareholder dilution,
On the
and do
extra
so
channel,
in a way that supports our long-term growth.
Stand by.
A 28% year-over-year increase and delivered 3,109 vehicles, up more than 58% year-over-year. Importantly, this was achieved despite temporary systems issues in Saudi Arabia that have now been fully resolved. Total revenue for the quarter was $235 million, representing 36% growth year-over-year. We also recognized $31.5 million in regulatory credit revenue, a significant contribution and an area where we see continued opportunity. Gross margin improved meaningfully. On a GAAP basis, Q1 gross margin was negative 97.2%, up from negative 134.3% in the prior year quarter. This was ahead of the directional guidance we provided in February. The improvement reflects higher regulatory credit revenue, continued focus on cost transformation, and disciplined execution. When adjusting for one-time supplier recovery benefit in Q4, we delivered over 1,000 basis points of sequential improvement. Let's turn to operating expenses. In Q1, R&D was $251 million, down from Q4, largely due to the lower Lucid Gravity-related development expenses. However, we expect R&D to increase throughout the year as we accelerate investments in our Midsize program and in the Atlas powertrain platform. SG&A was $212 million, a 13% sequential decline. The change was primarily attributable to a reversal of $35.4 million related to previously recognized stock-based compensation expenses. This reversal is a one-time in nature, and we expect this to normalize in the second quarter. Combined with seasonal growth and marketing initiative that we signaled last year, we would expect a more significant sequential increase in SG&A in the second quarter. We're continuing to focus on efficiency, but we are also investing where it matters, including brand building and expanding our commercial reach. Adjusted EBITDA in Q1 was negative $563 million, an improvement of 2% versus Q4. Moving to the balance sheet, our liquidity position and the strategic deployment of capital, we ended Q1 with approximately $4.56 billion in cash and investment and total liquidity of $5.76 billion. This provides a strong platform from which to execute on our long-term strategy. Inventory increased to $471 million, up from $408 million in Q4 as we ramp up production of the Lucid Gravity. This is in line with our build plans and expectations. CapEx for the first quarter came in at $161.2 million. Now, turning to our outlook, the level of uncertainty has increased since our last earnings calls. As Mark indicated, we've been working on ways to mitigate some of these impacts. But adversity is not new to Lucid, and we have always been a nimble company. We built a greenfield EV factory during a time of tremendous turmoil during COVID, when not just getting parts, but also getting people was challenging. We faced incredible supply chain disruption during a time when some of our suppliers were forced to shut down factories. And we launched the Air in a time of macroeconomic uncertainty. We were able to do this through the resilience of our team, a strong partnership with our supply chain, and a determination that I believe is embedded into the DNA of the company. There is a lot of uncertainty, and we need to tackle it with the same vigor as we have in the past. Last quarter, we provided the potential gross margin headwind of 7 to 12% based on the tariff impact, as we were aware of at the time of our Q4 earnings calls back in February. Based on what we understand today and the best information we have, we see the potential impact in range of 8 to 15%. This is a challenging situation, and the outcome on our financial performance depends upon various underlying factors, including market volatility and regulatory challenges. And as a result, the range could further change. Although the situation remains fluid, we are taking efforts to mitigate the impact as best as we can. Turning to production, we forecast production of approximately 20,000 vehicles in 2025. Although there are many uncertainties in the market, we believe we have some potential levers if market dynamics were to fluctuate, but we feel this is still an appropriate target. With regard to our liquidity position, we ended the quarter with the total liquidity of approximately $5.76 billion, which we believe provide us runway into the second half of 2026. I would also highlight that this does not include potential future Saudi Industrial Development Fund loans or Ministry of Industry of Saudi Arabia grants. Moving to CapEx, we believe in the large opportunities for Lucid ahead of us and will continue to invest for growth. We expect capital expenditure for 2025 to be approximately $1.4 billion, which include investments in our AMP1, AMP2, and retail infrastructure. That said, I believe we have potential levers here as well if market dynamics were to change. From a product perspective, beyond the Lucid Air and the Lucid Gravity, we plan to expand our vehicle lineup with the upcoming Midsize platform, which is scheduled for start of production in late 2026. Introducing a new vehicle is always challenging and complex, particularly at our rapid pace, and we are leveraging insights gained from our Lucid Gravity production ramp while planning for our Midsize production. The highly uncertain macroeconomic environment and swift-moving trade policies further complicate these efforts, and we are diligently working to optimize our supply chain and manufacturing plans for our Midsize platform in response. In closing, let me leave you with this. We're building more than a car company. We're building a technology-driven, capital-disciplined, vertically integrated enterprise designed to lead in the next era of mobility. We're executing against our near-term goals, driving volume, improving margin, and operating with rigor. And we're positioning ourselves for long-term value creation with the clear strategic priorities, strong liquidity, and breakthrough products that redefine what EVs can be. To our employees, partners, and shareholders, thank you for your continued trust and belief in Lucid. With that, I'll turn it over to Maynard to take your questions.
Thanks, Taoufiq. We'll now start the Q&A portion of the call. Before we take questions from those on the phone, I do want to pose some questions that our retail investors sent in through the Say Technology platform. Question 1 is from Karthik A. With the acquisition of the Nikola factory, can Midsize rollout and ramp be accelerated than previously planned, second half 2026? Also, does this acquisition minimize the capital expenditure than previously planned?
Maybe I take the first part, Taoufiq, and you take the second part on CapEx. First of all, I would like to clarify, it says in the question, second half of 2026. We always talked about, and Taoufiq, you said that earlier in the prepared remarks, late 2026. And it may not be well appreciated but the pace at which Lucid has been able to bring Lucid Air and Lucid Gravity to market was already incredibly fast and much faster than most OEMs are capable of. These were incredibly complex programs with substantial challenges that we had to overcome and are overcoming. The Midsize is just as difficult. And on top of that, uncertainty around tariffs and the supply chain adds an additional layer of complexity. We are in the midst of sourcing and are about to make major sourcing decisions. Hence, we need to take the necessary time to fully evaluate the impact of current developments to ensure we make the right business decisions. For the long term, which is difficult to do in a rapidly shifting tariff environment. We are already working at a pace and a timeline that is very aggressive. So I would say, unfortunately, accelerating midsize isn't possible, particularly in this environment. I want to say so that the distinguishing attributes of the Lucid Air and Lucid Gravity will be definitely coming to midsize. You can see all of the positive reviews about the Lucid Gravity. I love the Lucid Gravity, but I think the midsize platform is going to be an even bigger game changer. But we've got to focus on getting it right, not just getting it out. Tawfiq?
So on the Nikola asset specifically, I think it's important to make the point that that was a highly attractive financial deal for us. So just to put things into perspectives, for hundreds of millions in assets, we did pay approximately $17 million in cash, plus 2 leases in Arizona that we have assumed. So I think that this could mitigate some of the capex that we will need to spend. For the time being, we're maintaining our capex guidance of $1.4 billion, but I definitely see opportunity for this to be better in 2025.
Great, thank you. Question number 2 is from John G, and there's actually another question related to the same topic from Chiwa H. Are there any plans for Lucid to sell or lease its technology to other car manufacturers in the future?
Yes, that always has been the plan. And this is why we actually named the company Lucid Group, not Lucid Motors. In fact, Aston Martin was our first OEM contract. And as I said multiple times earlier, we're in active discussions with many other companies. But of course, many OEMs today are very preoccupied with tariffs, and this might obviously take some of their focus, but I'm encouraged by the amount of the discussions we're having and the progress.
Thank you. And question number 3 is again from Karthik A. What is the impact on Lucid supply chain as a result of Chinese curbs on export of rare earth material? To what extent is Lucid exposed to the tariffs?
I think the second part of the question we already addressed in the prepared remarks, even the first one. But let me reiterate that this was why designing, developing, and manufacturing your own technology is so important. There are very few companies that we are aware of that can do this to this end. Because of our vertical integration, we are able to have more control over various components that go into our vehicles. Not only does our high power density drive units in the Lucid Air and Lucid Gravity require significantly less rare earth materials, including a very low ratio of dysprosium and terbium, but we could potentially use completely different rare earth materials without impacting vehicle performance. We are always evaluating our supply chain, and we will continue to deliver the award-winning performance and experience that our customers expect every time they step into a Lucid.
Thanks, Mark. And our last question is from Patrick M. Is it fair to say that Lucid lacks urgency with regard to production ramp and deliveries? Gravity's timeline seemed especially slow a year from unveiling to orders opening, 51 more days to make 50 cars for friends and family, and nothing to show in the 4 months since.
Well, we appreciate your passion and share your sense of urgency. Bringing a high-quality vehicle to market, especially one that we believe will be a long-term category leader, requires thoughtful execution. Let me start by reiterating that we brought the Lucid Gravity to market at a pace faster than most are capable in the industry. While we encountered a modest supply chain bottleneck that has impact on our timeline, the more important point is that we're taking the time to get it right, not just getting it out. Our focus remains on delivering a product that meets the very high standards that our customers expect and that will drive long-term value for our shareholders. We have line of sight that all the supply chain bottlenecks are being resolved in Q2, and we have made plans to ensure capability to still produce the number of Lucid Gravities we initially expected for 2025. And in fact, we just recently delivered the very first Lucid Gravity Dream Edition, and deliveries continue today, and we expect to start ramping further soon.
Great, thanks. Now we'd like to take questions from the phone lines. Tawanda, can you give instructions?
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as a reminder to ask the question, please press star 11 on your telephone, then wait for your name to be announced. To withdraw your question, please press star 11 again. Please stand by while we compile the Q&A roster. Our first question comes from the line of Stephen Gengaro with Stifel. Your line is open.
Thank you, and good afternoon, everybody. I think the first one for me is, having been lucky enough to experience the gravity, I would imagine as you get people in the seat, you'll start to see pretty significant interest. Can you tell us where you stand kind of on test drives and what you're seeing, maybe just call it qualitatively from an order perspective at this point?
Yeah, I can take that. From the orders perspective, we continue to see strong order inflow. We only have opened so far the ordering for our higher Grand Touring trim, and we actually see very good numbers continuing way above the GT of the Air. We also have launched a kind of little off the record limited edition, the Dream Edition, which is almost sold out. There are only a few available until we reach the limited number that we wanted to do. So all in all, we still see very high demand and interest in the vehicle. And as you rightfully said, it only increases when people are actually sitting in the car. And when it comes to test drives and studio cars, we are about to roll this out. Not all of the studios have their test drives and studio cars, but we are basically delivering those cars as we speak.
Great. Thank you. And then I might have missed this on the call, but do you have an update on where the Atlas drivetrain sits right now?
Yeah, I do. We're not actually announcing something today, but I think that is something for maybe the next few months or quarters where we then announce the Atlas drivetrain. We actually are actively discussing when are we doing this.
Okay, great. I'll get back in line. Thank you.
Thank you. Please stand by for our next question. Our next question comes from the line of Andrea Shepherd with Cantor Fitzgerald. Your line is open.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Congratulations on the quarter, and thanks as always for taking our questions. I want to just maybe touch on the 2025 outlook. So, guidance is reaffirmed or unchanged at 20,000. I guess, how should we think about the breakdown between the sedans and the Gravity, both in terms of maybe production and deliveries for this year? I think in the past you'd mentioned, I think the sedans, the Pures, will be relatively flat the last year, and the Delta perhaps coming from the Gravity. Just any color you can give us there. Basically, we're trying to figure out, what's the best way to think about ASPs for the rest of the year. Thank you.
Yeah, I can take that. I mean, the expectation has not changed from what we said last time. We're expecting the Air. Actually, it sells pretty well right now. I'm not in the prepared remarks. I said that in March we were actually the best-selling car in our segment. Not only EV, best-selling car in our segment. So it's Air is going well, but in general we're not expecting the Air to drastically increase in sales. So then the balance will have to come.
Major news on the S&P 500.
Now exactly,
it's just won $4,000. Look at this.
But that's kind of what we are planning for right now.
Look at that. Minus down $4,000. Look at that.
Compliment, because you also had the question about
something major has just happened. I'm going to try and find the news, but the S&P has just gone up from being down 3% to up. Something major has just happened in the world. I'll find out.
Higher volume in our overall mix.
Okay, when you say improving, in this case you mean lowering, correct? The blended ASP?
No. ASPs should not. No. ASPs will go up.
Increase. Okay.
Yeah, they will increase.
Okay, got it. Super helpful. And then just as a maybe quick follow-up, on liquidity. So total liquidity is just shy of about $6 billion. You touched on this before, but can you remind us again kind of the plan to address the convertible bonds maturing in 2026?
That's a huge swing on the S&P 500.
Will be used to offset that, but can you maybe just remind us what you've said there and kind of what the plan is? Thank you.
Well, I mean, we didn't really specify the plan and the timing in terms of execution. I mean, what we have always said is that, I mean, historically, we have been very opportunistic. We will continue to be very opportunistic. The way we have executed the funding for the convertible bond or half of the convert, I mean, does demonstrate the fact that we are very nimble when it comes to executing this kind of transaction. It was a very successful transaction, very well executed, well received by the market, and that was very encouraging for us. So it gives us confidence for us to be able to drive the next phase.
Don't tell me the stock market isn't manipulated.
We need to
That's
do.
huge.
We are not communicating about the timing because, again, as I said, we want to be in a position to choose the right timing and do things when we think it's the right time, not when we have to do them.
Got it. That's super helpful. I appreciate all that context. Congrats again. We'll pass it on.
Apple has just soared.
Please stand by for our next question. Our next question comes from the line of Davis Sunderland with Baird. Your line is open.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. Thank you, Mark and Taoufiq, for taking the questions. Maybe just to start
Amazon,
back
Apple
to
up big.
prepared remarks, Mark, about the Kaus
Google
partnership.
up big.
Could you just expand maybe a bit on the resources, either financial or through personnel, that you and your partner might be committing, where the R&D focus might be out of all those different areas you outlined? And then I have one follow-up.
Warren Buffett.
So the financial, there's actually not much financial commitment involved from our side, and that is actually going to be further discussed. I mean, right now we are in MOU phase, but I want to reiterate how much benefits that brings to us. I mean, the Kaus
I'm trying to find why
has very strong resources across many areas, but for us, one of the major things is really about the compute power that we can have access to in a very efficient, cost-efficient way for us, particularly around AI models for ADAS and for autonomous driving. But that's not the only thing. Developing new materials and simulation, be it crash simulation or fluid related. There's a lot of things that we can do together, which will increase our capability to further develop our leadership in EV technology, but also then leadership in the
Trump did say there's a surprise coming. Something's been leaked.
So it's a really, I cannot stress enough how beneficial that is for us. It's a little bit similar like the Nikola deal, and we said this earlier, maybe a little bit underappreciated how valuable that was for us. And this is another, let's say, stepping stone of things where we make smart choices in order to help our business.
And maybe just to reiterate what Mark has said, I mean, from a financial standpoint, I think that we need to look at this partnership as an asset-light way for us to accelerate our go-to-market. And I think it's really important to remind everyone about that because it gives us access again to a compute power with actually no financial commitment from our side, with the strong benefit of allowing us to accelerate our go-to-market.
That's super helpful. Thank you. And then maybe just for my second, totally acknowledge your points about other OEMs being preoccupied with tariffs, but just wanted to ask, do you see a scenario potentially where all the global uncertainty and the tariff talk actually increases interest in some of your technology, just as OEMs want to increase their use of U.S. components? And I know you talked in the past about a licensing model specifically, but would you guys ever consider being a manufacturer of certain components for a customer, given your excess capacity and maybe some of the new Nikola assets? Thank you, guys.
Well, actually, this is as part of our Aston Martin deal, the first one that we signed. We are actually a supplier or a manufacturer for the powertrain or the whole drivetrain technology for them, and so we're not opposed. I guess when it comes to doing this in a broader scale, we always have to consider. Well, we want to build our own cars, and we need our capacity for that. And, we want to focus on that, but it's not out of the picture. And, I'm glad you brought the Nikola topic up because, yes, absolutely. I mean, this gives us now more options to do things like that. And as a matter of fact, I mentioned that in the prepared remarks, we had several players reaching out to us, exploring, joint manufacturing in the U.S., given that we have now additional assets that we can leverage. So yes, we can envision that, absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. As a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that's star 11 to ask the question. Please stand by for our next question. Our next question comes from the line of Tobias Beith with Redburn Atlantic. Your line is open.
Sensei, the stock market just surged.
Good afternoon. Thank you for your time to speak.
Massive a few seconds ago at the stroke of 5 o'clock.
Which I'll ask separately if that's okay.
We're trying to find out why. Look at that.
Term, not to be philosophical, but
Trump is teasing something.
Work hours can be thought of as being a semi-fixed resource. And I was wondering if Lucid would divert time to re-architect existing supply chains for the air and the gravity at the potential detriment to the Midsize platform timeline.
The answer is no. No. We are working right now with a very strong.
That's a $4,000 swing
on Midsize, and we are not making decisions.
That's $4,000 in a second.
Our existing products.
I'm trying to find out what's going on.
Hamper anything on Midsize. So I want to be crystal clear on this.
Got a war breaking out on the stock market rallies.
On air
Work that one out.
And gravity supply chain. We actually do that, but. Particular to your point, at the detriment of Midsize, the answer is a clear no.
Yep, gold's gone down hard.
That's helpful to have confirmation. Thank you, Mark.
Look at that.
Secondly, the journalist event in April has mostly positive feedback on the gravity, which is great. But several reviews, some of which you highlighted in your opening remarks, mentioned fit, finish, and technology issues. An enthusiast forum also indicates that many studios are yet to receive permanent test deals. My question is whether the state of the vehicle and its derivatives, so the touring and whatever else that follows, are on track versus your expectations.
Look at that. Gold's being sold.
Yeah, I mean, I think we stated, or I stated that also, that we, now actually continue deliveries to customers. I'm following this very, very closely. As a matter of fact, this morning, I checked how many we had this morning. So deliveries are still happening. It is true that we had some technical issues that we had to overcome around software, but also on the topic around HUD, the head-up display.
Yeah, Trump teased this on the Oval Office today.
He basically entangled the technology package and made the HUD optional, because that is one area where we had
RB donated $1.99 through a super chat. Maybe a long night number one. Tumblr glass
emoji. Now that we have untangled that, we can continue to build vehicles, because it's not
Sensei,
only
can you send me that
HUD itself involved,
information,
it's also
please,
different harnesses and other things that you have to change.
For change.org.
So
I need to get prepared tonight. Thank you.
We're now able to continue and scale up our deliveries. And other things were around software updates that we had to do, which are now have been done as well. So yeah, there have been some hiccups. To be quite frank, I think this is absolutely normal in the beginning of launching a vehicle. But we're basically one after the other knocking those out. And that's also why we delivered less vehicles to studios and for test drives, because we want to only do that if we have the standard that we promise to our customers, and we rather push it out a few days or weeks rather than putting half-baked product in front of the
Markets are pumping. Look at this.
Sure, I can
Look
completely
at Lucid
understand
go.
and get that ramp-ups have a natural learning curve. Thanks for your time, both. Look forward to speaking soon.
There's obviously a deal done in China, or at least they think there
Thank
is.
you. Please stand by for our next question. We have
That's
a
why you
follow-up
should
from the
always
line of
be in the
Stephen
market.
Gengaro with Stifel. Your line is open.
Thanks for taking the follow-up. I'm not sure you'll want to comment directly on this, but I'm curious, can you talk about, with the Gravity production ramping, how do you think about the sort of the timing and the puts and takes towards gross margin, gross margins moving towards break even and profitability? Is there anything you can kind of talk about that helps frame that for us?
Well, I mean, we didn't specifically guide about the timing of us reaching the break even, but I think that it's important as well to insist on the fact that the key lever for us to reach the break even is the scale. So Gravity will definitely contribute to our path to allow us to reach that scale, which will lead us to the break even. But the real program which will allow us to mitigate the fixed cost under absorption is the Midsize.
Yes. Okay. Thanks. I think that's all for me. I appreciate the information.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, due to the interest of time, that concludes today's conference call. Thank you for your participation. You may now disconnect.
Oh, that was a quick jump to the end. Flipping heck. Okay. Wow. Okay. I like how some of these companies just end. They don't give you any explanation or summary or sum up or conclusion. We're done, all right? We're done. CEO just wants to go for a cup of tea. Okay, listen here, folks. We got a big event tonight. Look at this. We're getting breaking news here. So what I'm going to do is this is very exciting. So I'm going to cover this live now. This is just happening. We've got a big pump here on the trade war deal. I'm just creating an event right now. Literally, that's why I'm looking. My eyes are all over the place because I'm looking at another screen behind my screen. Clever that, isn't it? Anyway, pump it. I'm just going to call it that. All right. I'm going to, bloody hell, got a fly just come in. Senza, you had that once, didn't you? Didn't you have something flying around your studio? Right. Okay. Pump it. Yeah, there you go. 9. I'm getting set for an event. Okay, we're gonna where did it go? Hang on a minute. Have I got this? I'm gonna switch right over to it. There it is. Trade war deals done, or at least deals alluded to be done. Earlier on today, Trump did come out and say a big deal's coming. Might not be in trade, though. Might not be in trade. Well, something just happened. That's flipping obvious. I'm going to try and find it. So what we're going to do is keep searching for a second. I'm going to create this. Let me make sure I'm on the right channel because I've been switching backwards and forwards. Create, go live. You might have just noticed the S&P just jumped. Everything just jumped at 5 o'clock. So don't chase it, though, folks. All right. China deal. Where is it? A deal with China. That's what I wanted. Create new. Reuse that. Okay. We'll just do this. Okay. Live shows. Just going to switch to this. So I'm going to get the news and try to find what's going on. And we're going to move from this stream to the next one. I just created an event for it. So that's what I'm going to do now. and redirect there. Yeah, to the FOMC report. Yeah. Okay. Right, live right now. Okay, we're keeping our eye on everything. You listen to the live show now. Hello, RB, how you doing? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. LOL. What do you mean? Yes, I did. Sensei, did you send that thing? Sensei said, yes, I did. I've looked and I don't see a message from you. So I don't know what's going on there. Okay, did you send me a text? No. Okay, I've not got that. All right, okay. So there is the event. Yeah, yes. We're live right now. So I'm going to give you the link. I've given the FOMC report, but now we're going to go to this very quickly. Wee. Deal, China, save. Mr. Dr. Jesus, hello. How are you? Right. I think we've done that. Edit, customization. Yes. Deal there. Okay. Bloody hell. This is an example why I always say you need to remain in the market, because you never know what's coming up. As long as you've bought under value and you are a long-term investor, you always want to be in. I posted the article earlier. You pasted it. Greg, you can't paste it. You're not a member. You haven't got access to Discord. So can anyone share me any news? Greg, I had a fly in my room. Oh, you did? Yeah, that's right. I knew it. Sensei has responded to the question about the fly. Yeah. If any of my members can find the information on the markets moving, Greg says he's provided it. You can't provide it. You can't post links unless you're a member and you're on Discord. There's how you become a researcher and a member of our team if you'd like to do it. Right. So I'm going to give you this link right now. We're going to switch over to this. And let me just refresh it. Bloody hell, it's back-to-back craziness, isn't it? Deal with China. All right, here it is. Okay, Trump was talking about this today. So here we go. Live now. I'm going to try and find information if I can. If anybody wants to call in, you can. Replace the pin. There it is. It's going straight back up again. Look at this. Flipping hell. Gold's going down like crazy. Bloody hell. Gold has just dropped 2%, nearly 2%. Bloody hell. Something's been done. It might not be anything, though. That's a trouble. Right, live now. Okay, we're going to switch over. This is the event. We're going to try and find some news here. We're going to tap into all the news. There it is. Deal with China. Something's been done. Well, we got this rumor today. And it doesn't matter whether it has or hasn't. The market thinks it has. And this could be a concern for the morning. It could be a pump to dump. Always bear that in mind. But gold is going down really quick. People are taking money and going out of gold and going, bugger this. I want to be in stocks that actually make money. I don't believe there's really a deal. Sensei is sending me something. Right, I've got it. Okay. Trading view. Yeah, Horizon. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, thanks for that. Okay, I'll use that. Nice and black as well. I like that. I like that. Okay, thank you, Sensei. Brilliant. Right. Okay. This is it's all nonsense, isn't it? Right. Okay. Let me put on the screen the event for the morning. You need to be here with this. The FOMC report. I can't go fast enough, right? If you go slower, I'll go faster. You know what I mean by that? Right. FOMC report. Drop that on the big screen below for me. There it is. Do you like how I control all my screens around the studio? It's good, isn't it? Right, okay. Let's switch. How do you do? Vu, how do you do? I don't believe there is really a deal. It's crazy, isn't it? This is the stock market for you. Right, okay, let's jump straight into it. I'll be right back. Stay where you are. The link's in the chat. It'll automatically take you there. I'll give it to you again if you just want to click on the link. But we're going to be there. We're going to get to the bottom of this and put some warnings out. There you go. Don't chase it, for God's sake, because you'll end up losing your shirt again. That's what often happens. Right. I'm going to be back in 10 seconds. right where you are now. You ready? You ready to join me? Click on the link automatically, up the pin, down the pin, forget the pins. Whoosh.